Hi and welcome to Glowing Beauty with Jamie. Welcome back if you're one of my subscribers, and a great big hello to any of my new subscribers. This video it's going to be like a kind of time travel per se, because there's been a lot of stuff coming up online that I think should be talked about, needs to be talked about in a lot of cases. So think of this kind of like drama slash rant slash parents' perspective all in one. And yeah, I had to change the makeup up a little bit. I did have lashes on, but then first time trying to film this, I was getting kind of irate, and then my lashes were fluttering, but oh my God, were they comfortable. It was the Makeup Geek Nicole lashes. They're very big. They were fun to wear, but I was getting too animated. Also on my lips is Gerard Cosmetics in Candy Apple, the perfect red. And what I love about this is it's a gloss, but it stays on. It's not that overly sticky, wears off, patchy. Love it. Now I am an affiliate with both Makeup Geek and Gerard Cosmetics. I have codes down below. You can use those, save some money. I make some money. That's the legalese. Now let's get into the tea of things. I'd also go make a drink. Comment below. What's your drink of choice during quarantine? And you'll notice, clear cup. Yes, it's salted, even though it's a glass. Not a whole lot around the rim of my glass. Perfect. So where we're going to start this story is back in November, when I was fortunate, lucky enough to go to Nick Snider's housewarming party in Houston. Now, I know there's been a lot of drama come from the housewarming party, the meet and greet, the Christmas party after, all that. I did a video, which I'll link below, about my thoughts on the housewarming party. Now, I was fortunate enough to meet, like, my life is so enriched because of the people I got to meet at that housewarming. I will never be able to say thank you enough to Nick for having that housewarming party. It was amazing. It is a time that I will take to my grave. I will never forget the kindness, warmness, the friends that I have. And yes, I say friends, I don't say business associates. There's one bit of drama that has come up, and I was devastated about it to the point where I didn't even know how to react. One of the so amazing people that I got to meet at Nick's housewarming was Jake from Jake Yon's TV. I felt so motherly towards him. He was wise beyond his years. Like, he was one of those souls that seemed so much older, even though you could tell he's a young man. He just seemed wise beyond his years. I just wanted to take him under my wing, protect him from all things nasty, and mother him. And I took some time off social media, and I saw some horrible, nasty stuff going on towards Jake and triggering stuff. And all I'm going to say on that is, if you are distributing or have in your possession pictures of someone who was a minor in compromising, sexual, whatever, that is I can't say the word on YouTube. CP. We'll just say CP. It's illegal. You should go to jail for it. I also detest the way that some of these queens from RuPaul's Drag Race were coming at him. And it's like they forgot that he's a young man. Yes, I consider him an adult. It depends where you are. What's your legal age to be an adult? You know, in the States, you got to be 21 to drink. Here, you got to be 18 to drink, whatever. And when I saw this going on, my first instinct was just like, bitch, back off. You want to come at somebody, come at me, because I'll tell you how it is. Because I've got the life experience to tell you how it is. But Jake, thank goodness, has thick skin. He's able to get through things, handle things, but that was disgusting. Point blank, period. So while at Nick's housewarming party, he had a meet and greet. Not just him. There was Nadie from Pop Lux. There was Beige. Who am I forgetting? Jen Gerard was there. Who was part of the meet and greet? Dustin wasn't there. Nick. My goodness. Anyway, there was a lot of people there. And they were influencers, drama channels, whatever you want to call them, from YouTube. This was all held at Teresa Romer's home. She was also on the list for the meet and greet. My personal opinion, having been there and mingled with people, talked to people, I didn't see anybody or speak to anybody that was there to see her. They were maybe curious about her closet, but nobody paid the money to see her. They wanted to meet the Beige, the Nadies, the Nicks, the Rich Luxes. That's the name I forgot, Rich Lux. They didn't pay the money to meet her. Where I'm going to take a different spin on this is being an outsider looking in and also being unknown can give you a different perspective. So the people in my real life, they know my living situation. They know the industries we've worked in, my husband and I, that type of thing. And we have a lot of friends. And the thing is, no matter what status of life or what level of life or income we were at, I'm still wearing my blue jeans. I'm wearing my shit kickers. You know, I'm wearing merch, or I'm wearing plaid. Do I carry a Burberry bag? Yeah, I like nice things too. But the majority of people that know me in real life know me because I like to work on cars. I drive a tractor. I like to go hunting. I shoot trap, that type of thing. So when they see me dressed to the nines and nothing but designer, carrying a Burberry bag, stepping out of my Beamer, they do a double take, right? That's not who I am. Who I am is a country girl, always will be, always have been. Now, having worked in oil and gas as long as I have, and as long as my husband has, you definitely meet people who have a very high level of income, let's say. Now you also meet, this is all my opinion. So having worked how I've worked, I have done downhole chemical sales, I've worked in commercial real estate, I've done geology, I've done administration, I've done business law. I've dealt with a lot of people. And once you hit that, meet those people that fall into that rich category, there are subdivisions. So there are the ones who have actually come from nothing, worked their way through life, through the rungs, through employment, gained money, value their money, invest, spend it wisely, and amass a fortune. There are those who maybe were born into it, so maybe they don't appreciate, this is generalizations, I'm not saying everybody, by the way. Maybe they were born into it, so maybe they're not as appreciative of it, maybe they're not as connected to the everyday folk. But then there's the ones that marry into it. Now, I have met both women and men who have married into their wealth. They're quite easy to spot. I always say, and I've said this for years, it's my superpower. I can walk into these meetings and know which ones have married into it, which ones have earned it. Having a huge bank account, while nice, doesn't make you superior, doesn't make you more intelligent. It adds nothing to the content of your character. Wealth, in my opinion, and I said this on Twitter, it comes from experiences, friends, memories. That's what enriches your life and makes you wealthy. Now, I always think there's a couple that we know that we're friends with. And the funniest thing is they would make Teresa Romer look like a pauper, okay? I will put in maybe some pictures of their home. Their home is for sale right now for $5 million. It's probably about twice the size of Teresa's. When they were building, like, let's talk about levels of rich, okay? When they were building their home, she wanted this very special marble. Like, it had to be flown from Italy, very special, very unique, very one of a kind. So they were building their mansion. So when they laid this flooring, this marble flooring, they didn't take into account the weight of it. So here's this huge, ginormous, like well over 6,000 square, I think it's 8,600 square feet if I recall, their house. Anyway, they lay this marble flooring. Ooh, beautiful. They've shipped it from Italy, all this stuff. It proceeds to collapse, break. The entire first floor of their house essentially fell into their basement. Yeah. They threw that away. They rebuilt, restructured, ordered more marble from Italy, put it in. Okay? The difference between this couple that I know and the people like Teresa Romer is I can sit on the lawn in my shit kickers. She'll be in her shit kickers and her jeans, and we will be drinking beer, shooting the shit, and relatable, normal, nice. You would not know these people if you ran into them in the store. They're not pretentious. That's the easiest way to say it. They are not pretentious. They do not think that because they have a $5 million, $6 million house, $8 million house, one of their many houses, one of their many cars, whatever, they don't think that makes them special. They know that doesn't make them special. And I'm going to get controversial here, but while being at that meet and greet, I noticed things. I love to people watch, right? Those poor people that were working there, none of them were smiling. They looked like they were in fear. It was that feeling like, oh my Lord, if I don't do something right, Teresa is going to be mad and there's going to be hell to pay. Teresa can talk about coming from nothing, but when you act like you're better than people, you are the nothing, in my opinion. You can have these houses, these cars, and still be a nice person. That means that you can make friends that you won't backstab. I can honestly say everybody I met at that housewarming party, I consider friends, not business associates. I went because I wanted to meet these people and get to know these people, not because I saw my social blade changing. In fact, I went out of my way. I didn't even go out of my way. That sounds terrible. I didn't film while I was down there, much to the dismay of a lot of people. A lot of people wanted to see videos, hear the tea. I was there to meet these people, to get to know them, because I consider them friends. Me meeting these people had nothing to do with growing my channel or seeing what I could leech off them, because I am the smallest one in the group. And I wasn't taking pictures and clinging on and begging to film collabs. I wanted to know where'd they come from, like learn about them. And everybody that was there was the same way. I didn't see anybody there that was struggling to social climb to try to gain. Everybody was chill, relax, hanging out, and it honestly felt like everybody had kind of known each other forever. I have a large personal space, yet when Nady walked in, I couldn't help myself. I hugged him. I wanted to put him in my pocket, take him home. I love that man. I call Dee my sister, and I mean it. She is an amazing, strong individual. And anybody who thinks that they can look down on someone like Dee because she's not wearing designer, without knowing her life, what she has lived through, Dee is a much richer person, deeper person than somebody like Teresa could ever wish to be. There are more life experiences from somebody like Dee than there are from Teresa. I also know people who have started their own business. They make it sound like, I sold it, I got rid of it, I made my millions. Running a business into the ground and then selling it doesn't mean you're a good business person. It means you screwed up and now it's time to try something else. That was a little shady. That's okay. I will always support the people that I know are good and true people. I will also call out the people, even if I love them like my sister. Dee could screw up tomorrow and she knows I'm going to call her out. It's how I am. My life is richer because of the people who are in it, the experiences I've had, the memories I've made. We're building a house. At one point, our plans involved a 4,000 square foot closet, which, yeah, bigger than Teresa's. Does that matter to me? No. You know what? Right now, I have my little office that I film in, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy watching my friends' videos. Having my family together makes me happy. Being able to spout how big my house is, how much my car is worth, how much my bags are worth, my shoe. How does that make somebody happy? Oh, this is getting ranty. I am so sorry. I don't know how long I've been ranting, but it needs to be said. There are people you should take advice from and people you shouldn't. For example, if I were to give financial advice, and by no means am I a financial whiz, by no means am I smart about finances. But, you know, my husband and I, we've always operated under the premise that we don't like debt. And I said this on a live stream the other day. I would rather own my $1 million home than live in a $12 million home that the bank owns. You can portray, and this is another marrying into it or another little thing that you kind of get smart about seeing. It's all great. You can run into these people that, like our neighbors in our old house, like they had the airplane hangar because they lived on the airstrip. Like we all lived on an airstrip. They had the hangar with like the epoxy floor so that they could take their plane right out. So yeah, as far as if Teresa thought she was going to impress someone, she don't. I know lots like her. I'll know many more like her. It don't impress me much, as Shania Twain would say. But we have always lived our life like we don't want to have debt. We don't like debt. It is what it is. So you know what? Does that make things tough sometimes? Yes, because we don't have a lot of, there's not a lot of fluidity in money. Because if we want something, we save, we buy it, we own it. Tough times come. The bank is not going to come take stuff that we own because we own it. That would be my financial advice. Is it realistic? In all cases, no. But if it can be, do it, is my advice. So she can sit and give financial advice while a bank owns her home, owns her cars, whatever. I would rather take financial advice from real people in real situations that have lived a real life. And there was... I am trying to think back. And at that party, I'm shocked. I get into situations, groups, there's too many people, social anxiety. But there were people like Lou that were there that were so warm and welcoming. And I could sit and I could talk with. And so nice. I can think of Teresa and maybe one other person there that I felt was just like, A, I don't want to talk to them. But B, they're not approachable. They're not realistic. They're fake. If that makes sense. I feel for Nick. Nick considered her a friend and she betrayed that. I feel bad for Rich because Rich right now is probably in a terrible situation of considering Teresa a friend and now feeling put in the middle of all this. I feel bad for Dustin because he has probably taken a lot of flack for calling it out. And it's been tough. There have been so many of us that, you know, out of respect, we haven't said anything. But absolutely, go watch Dee's live. I will link that down below as well. The behavior of Teresa as a host at that meet and greet was appalling. And it was gross. And I'm glad that I can finally say, like, you ain't all that. You're not impressing anybody. In fact, you're just turning people off. If you came from nothing, get back down to those roots and become relatable. Give yourself a reality check that one day your bank account can be empty, and what are you going to have? When the bank comes and takes your mansion and takes your cars and empties your closet of whatever is real, what are you going to have? What will you have to look back on in your life? Was it just an accumulation of things, physical, material things, or was it an accumulation of experiences? Anyway, I've ranted, I've vented, I've story timed. It is what it is. I just wanted to put it out there that I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what you have. If you're not real, relatable, nice, decent, honest person, kick rocks. I got no time for it. I'm sure a lot of people don't have time for it. I got no time to put up with people like that, and I got no time to pretend to put on a facade like that. So here's my apology. I'm sorry, but what you see is what you get. I am who I am how I am, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like with the thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure that bell is on so you're notified anytime I post a new video. Share with your friends if you feel so inclined. And until next time, I love you all.